This is called the secret of secrets, the esoteric wisdom that leads to Samadhi, which is the union with Source. This is about the still point without the limited mind, without any movement. Let's see how it is attainable and if it is even attainable. The painting you see in the background is one that I did after I heard the song "My Head is a Jungle." But a busy mind is the last thing we want if we truly want to become aware. There are two fundamental dimensions to existence in the moment. The one is things that are changing, thought and movement. The other is things that are not changing and our awareness of that. Usually we are so caught up with the things that are changing that we do not become aware of the things that are not changing. So there is a law called the law of inertia. A mind in motion stays in motion till it is stopped by an outside force. The problem I see is that we are uncomfortable in our body when we try to reach stillness. Our body always wants to move. You will see that when you try to meditate. There will always be things in the body that take our attention. Also, the limited mind is not comfortable with us trying to find stillness because the mind always wants to find a solution. It's always moving. And even the universe is in a constant state of movement, the movement of the planets, of Earth, of things around us and things inside our body. It's always movement. It is part of the structure of the patterns of existence that we are so aware of that we do not know even sometimes that we have to seek that which is behind everything that the senses can pick up, that which is behind thought. The only word in the English language that comes close to this awareness of things that are not changing, the awareness of our primordial nature, is the word stillness. But it is more than just the absence of thought and movement. It's an awareness that is not part of space and time. Because space and time is still a construct. It is still part of this matrix of patterns that governs everything. The mind will always fail in any attempt to reach stillness. And the things the mind picks up is filtered through the self-structure, which is part of our ego mind. So religious practices aim to bring us to the state of awareness of being. Eckhart Tolle used the word space or spaciousness, like the space between words or between music notes, an emptiness. This spaciousness that is part of us is the eternal. That is more, it's not our intuition, it is the knowing that we are creator. In this space, the duality of stillness and movement collapses. This is your eternal being. This is not something that we have to achieve, something that we have to work to reach. It is something that is actually, it is in everything. It is in you and in everything that surrounds you. What you should practice is to become aware of this awareness. This is the beginning of the spiritual path, when you become aware of this awareness. When we reach this state of awareness, for the time that when we reach that, we don't identify with the mind and the structures that it has been following, the patterns that it has been conditioned to. We are separate from that. I talk about in my other videos about witnessing meditation. When you do witnessing meditation and you just like let everything pass by, your senses are picking it up, but you are not responding to it. So you are in this space of just being. There are no thoughts, and you don't interact with what your senses pick up. This is a practice that can help you with that. But this stillness goes deeper. This stillness, for lack of a better word, can also be found when you are interacting with an animal, because there's no judgment, you don't have to be anything to them. In those moments, often you don't have thought. This is a small example of how it can feel when you reach that. It is also the moment when I like to climb on my roof and sit and watch the stars. When you look at this night sky and the expanse of it, and you just are, because it is so overwhelmingly beautiful. And you feel connected with it. I'm sure you have had moments like that. It's also like when you sit in nature. Nature is such a great teacher. When we realize our true nature, our primordial nature, we cease to identify with the mind and the reaction to it. If we then are not in this state anymore, the energy goes back into old patterns. But the more we practice it, the more this awareness will be part of how we interact in this reality, in this universe. So this stillness is beyond the reality of the universe as we experience it through our body and our senses and our mind, our thinking mind. This is the unchangeable. This is the eternal, of which you and I are part of. When I was examining this, I was thinking of Freud, the psychologist, who was talking about the death principle, that everybody has a wish to actually die, and that is why some people will even take big risks to try to die. To me, what he was actually seeing is that wish of each of us to reunite with Source, of which we are part of, because we do remember beyond our thinking mind. We do remember who we are and where we came from. I trust you found value in this. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. You can subscribe to my channel if you found value in this. That will really help me to build the channel and get the messages out to more people. You can also check out my webpage for everything that I offer around my art if you do like that. I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.